Good morning, everyone. So, in the last session, we discussed about the constructor related information and method related information here. Okay. So today we are going to discuss one of the. Okay. So what we need to understand. So today we are going to discuss about the one of the important example called overloading method. So right now, so what we discussed in the last session, so how we can create a different kind of method here, and while creating this we had some internet issues. We'll try to continue the same example one more time. So now observe carefully. So overload method is nothing but we are going to create a same method with the name of the method should be the same, and the type of parameter or order of the parameters we are going to make differently here. Okay, so this is very important we need to understand, because so this particular overloading concept, it will try to identify the compile time polymorphism. Okay, how this particular compile time polymorphism is going to work, so we are going to discuss with the help of this particular overloading concept. So now observe carefully what I am doing here. I am trying to create a one method. So what is the name of the method I am creating here? Overload. And so what it is doing internally, it is not expecting any parameter. Okay, it is not expecting any parameter. Now, so one more method I am defining here, and this particular method is expecting one parameter, that is called double A. And the same way, now what we are trying to do, so one more method I'm defining, and which is expecting two parameters, so double comma int. And here, so one more method is expecting here int one parameter. And what we did basically, so this is the one parameter, and so this is the one parameter. Okay, and what we need to understand here, the type is providing the information, because here we are trying to work on the double data type here, and here we are trying to work on the int data type here. Okay, so this is very important we need to understand here. And same way another method, now you can see this is expecting two parameters, and the order is important here. So here also it is expecting two parameters, but the order w comma like double data type comma int data type. And what is the order we are using here? Here we are using int comma double data type here. Okay, so this is very important we need to understand here. This is very important we need to understand here. Okay, so basically the overloading concept, what we need to understand here, we need to understand here, we need to understand we can create a same name of the method with a different type of parameter and different order of the parameters. Okay, this is important we need to understand here. This is different type of parameters or different order of the parameters. Okay, so this is, we'll call it as a overloading concept here. This we are going to call it as a overloading concept. Now what we are doing here, with the help of this, what we will do, we are going to perform the different operations, or so we are going to call this method from the different location. For example, my location, I'm not going to provide any parameters. So some locations here I'm not going to provide any parameters. Okay, some locations I'm interested to provide only one parameter, some locations I'm interested to provide two parameters. Getting the point? This is important we need to understand here. Getting the point? This is important we need to understand how we are calling this particular method. Okay, so we'll create an object here and we'll try to call this particular example here. Let's see, here I'm going to create the same example here, something like overload demo main, overload demo main. Now I'm trying to create a main here. So inside this particular main, basically what we will do, we'll try to create this particular object here. So what is an object we are going to create here? What is an object we are going to create? Something like overload demo, and here demo I'm going to pass here new, and here demo dot. So if you observe carefully, whenever you are calling this, if you observe this, now what you are trying to understand here, how many methods we are having here? First one is a overload. overload double, overload into, and overload double comma int, overload int comma double. So these many parameters we are passing here, like these many methods we are having here, and we are going to pass one by one. So I'm not providing any parameter. So if I'm not providing any parameters, which method is going to call? Now you can see no parameters. Getting the point? So no parameter method is calling here. So this is very important, we need to understand here. This is very important, we need to understand. Whenever we are calling this overload, we are not providing any parameter. Because of that, this particular no parameter method is calling. And if I'm going to provide the value, now this is important. So this is important. 45 I'm giving. So here, which method is going to call? Here we define the two methods. The two methods are going to take as a single parameter, but the data type we are providing different. So now we need to think about the which data type method is going to call here. We need to think about the which data type is going to call. Okay, so this is very important, we need to understand here. So which data type we are passing, this is important here. Based on this particular data type here. Carrying the point. Based on this particular data type here, the appropriate method is going to call here. So what is the data type value we given here? Something like 45. 45 is the int data type or the double data type? Carrying the point. 45 is the int data type or double data type. So this will give you the information about the value. The into data type is a number data type. It will not going to get any the decimal values here. Okay, now you can see whenever I'm passing one parameter, the 45 I'm getting. For example, so what I'm doing, here I'm going to comment out this. Whatever the into data type we are having, I'm trying to comment out this. Now, what happens internally? So try to identify the same example one more time. So if I'm trying to comment out, first question, if I'm trying to comment out the first parameter which is expecting into data type here, but here we are not getting any compilation error. So why we are not getting any compilation error? This is important here. Okay, this is important, we need to understand, because if you observe the whatever the parameter we are passing which is expecting into value, the method here comment out is nothing but this method is no longer available. When this particular method is no longer available, compiler it is not giving me any error here. So why it is not giving any error here? Because what is the reason? So here we are passing the number, it's like a integer related value, but the integer related method we don't have in our overload demo. Okay, so we have here, first one is the default method, second one is expecting double type. Okay, third one is expecting double comma int type, fourth one is expecting int comma double type. But here the value we passed only one, and that is the type of int, but here we are having double here. Here we are having double. Where this particular, like which method is going to call? Whatever we are giving this particular 45, which method is going to call here? This is important, we need to understand here. Okay, because the int type we don't have, we have only one method that is holding double type. So this value internally it's going to convert into double. So that we need to think here. Okay, so now I'm running the same example. Now you can see, so which method is called here? This is important, we need to understand which method is called here. Which method is it is called here? Basically first method which is holding the double data type here, because first compiler it will check the int related method. In our example we don't have a int related example. Getting the point? In our example we don't have int related example, we have only the double related example. Now whenever we are having the double related example, what happening internally, whatever the into value we are passing here, the particular into value internally it is converting into double type. So why it is converting internally into double type? Getting the point? This is important, we need to understand why it is converting. Why it is converting it? Because here, so observe carefully, int is a small data type compared to this particular double. Int is a small data type compared to this particular double. So now we can easily convert the value. We can easily convert the value. But here, who is converting the value? Compiler is converting the value. Whatever the int value we are passing here, the int value internally it is converting into double type. So now observe, if I'm trying to comment out this also, whenever I'm trying to commenting this particular double type, now you can see we are getting an error. Getting the point? We are getting an error here. Now why we are getting it? So now it is checking the compiler. So the overload method, which is expecting the int value like one parameter. But in our example, we don't have a method which is trying to hold the one parameter value. Okay. Earlier it was there. Earlier it was there. We commented this. Now what I'm doing is, if I'm trying to enable this, if I'm trying to enable this example, the error will not available. The error is resolved here. Now you can see the error is resolved here. So why the error is resolved? Because we are having a method which is trying to hold one parameter as a int type here. Getting the point? This is very important. Now, what is an advantage we are going to get whenever we are making as a double? Basically, even though if you are providing the int value or if you are going to provide the long related value, now if the method is no longer available, if the method is no longer available, the value internally it convert into the double data type here. So this will call it as a automatic type conversion, because small data type into bigger data type automatically it will convert. But only the problem, double data type into small data type. Whenever we are having the value, double data type value, and the same value, if you are trying to converting into data type, if you are trying to converting into data type, what happens internally? What happens internally? It will try to getting the point. It will try to give the error. So explicitly we need to typecast, or explicitly we need to convert here, because so this is will give you the more understanding here.